Hey guys, so for this video today, I'm gonna be talking about loneliness after leaving the ICOC. If you enjoy this video while you're listening, then don't be shy. It's completely 100% free to press the like button. If you do like this content and you want to hear more, you feel like it's helping you, then again, don't be shy, it's free. Subscribe. Loneliness after leaving the ICOC, or maybe you were not a part of the ICOC, maybe you're a part of another cult, another group. So after I left the International Churches of Christ, I went through bouts of loneliness. Loneliness is not something I speak too much on this channel about, I realize, but loneliness is something that many of us go through. You will feel lonely after you've ended a relationship. You're used to that relationship, you're used to that person. You may feel lonely after even ending a friendship, someone that you've been so close to, that you've always trusted and spoken to. Loneliness can happen if you just have no friends. Maybe you just are not a very social person, whatever it is. Loneliness is looked at as such a negative thing, When a person hears the word lonely or loneliness, they think of despair. From now on, after hearing this video, I want you guys to think of loneliness as something that is more of a positive thing. It can be a positive thing most of the times, and I'm gonna tell you why. I've been going through my own things, you know, in my own personal life. Some things I share, some things I choose not to share on YouTube. But one thing that's definitely helped me with my own personal growth is being lonely. I know it sounds crazy. Who the hell wants to be lonely? I personally usually am someone who enjoys company. I enjoy being around other people. I enjoy being out and about. While things have changed over these past couple of years, I have learned to enjoy being within my own company, and within my own company is where I find the most peace, and that alone has brought me to a place where I am completely fine with being by myself. I have no problem having no company. I have no problem being in my own company. When I left the ICOC, this was something I needed to learn to do, and it took a little time for me to learn how to be lonely and to accept loneliness. And then I finally was able to realize that being lonely was not a bad thing. It actually helped me out in the long run. And I'm going to tell you how loneliness can help you and how it could be a positive thing in your life. So after leaving any cult, any very legalistic, extreme religion, really, you probably have most of your friends within that group, right? So most of my friends were a part of the ICOC. I didn't really have anyone I hung out with who were on the outside. Because of that, when I left the ICOC, International Churches of Christ, I felt lonely because I didn't have anyone to talk to. Because guess what happened when I left? People just stayed and pretended they didn't know me, and they remained members, but they did not remain friends with me. So that was something I had to learn to adjust to, something I had to learn to get through. Being lonely taught me many things. It taught me how to depend on myself. It taught me how to rely upon myself. It taught me how to trust myself and how to have confidence. And with that came the strength that I needed to help me to be able to get through the rest of the time that I was going through my own trauma from dealing with being in a cult, where the brainwashing techniques, the manipulation techniques, all of it affected me. It affected my own personal life. So I had to undo those things. But I was able to undo those things through the loneliness. When you leave, if you no longer have people who are still a part of your life because they choose not to be, if people cut you off and they stop speaking to you, you have no one to hang out with, this is gonna sound very easy. It's gonna sound a lot easier said than done. Sit in your loneliness. Sit in your loneliness. Allow yourself to be to yourself. But you have to be very careful. During this lonely period, you're not just going to sit there and cry and grieve and mourn the loss of the friendships, which, by the way, were not real friendships if they were able to let you go, your friendship go, just because you were no longer a part of their organization, their cult, their church, whatever you want to call it. But allow yourself to use that time of loneliness, which we won't use the term lonely anymore. We'll say quality time. You're spending quality time with yourself. Use that quality time to learn who the hell you are. Learn what the hell you want and what the hell you don't want, what you like and what you don't like. Get back into the activities and the hobbies and the passions and back to the goals that you once had before you even became a part of this group. Get back to who you were before. Now, maybe you were raised in the ICOC, so maybe your entire identity is actually truly wrapped up in this church. Guys, you are someone that you have not met yet. Allow yourself to meet that person you have not met yet. You can do this by using your alone time to read, but don't read books that are based on the cult you're in. Like in the ICOC, all the books that they would encourage, as they would call it, encourage people to read were the DPI books. Don't read the DPI books. Leave those damn books alone. Read the stuff that you used to read, the stuff that interests you, the stuff that makes you happy, that genuinely makes you feel good. I got back into reading my self-help books. I was told not to read them anymore. I picked them right back up. I got back to reading my self-help books. I got back into writing because I have a passion for writing. I got back into doing things for myself that I was told many times over and over that I shouldn't be doing, things that I felt guilty about, things that just made me happy. It could be anything. It could be drawing, it could be painting, it could be riding your motorcycle, anything, honestly, crafting, whatever you like to do that you didn't give yourself much time for before. Give yourself that time now, because now you owe yourself that time. Now you owe yourself the time to dedicate into who you are, learning who you truly are, and coming to grips with the fact that it's okay to be who you are, and it's okay to not be the person that you once were when you were a part of that cult. So loneliness for me, in the beginning, I won't make it seem like it was so easy. In the beginning, it was pretty damn depressing. I cried a lot. I felt really bad. I dealt with, not shame or guilt, but I dealt with a lot of sadness, a lot of despair. I felt like I was just so alone. Like, who am I going to talk to? I no longer have these people to keep me, as like they like to call it, accountable. Which, even though I didn't want people all in my business, and I was tired of people trying to keep me accountable, as they call it, because it became excessive. It was like, okay, give me a break, let me live my life. But I got so used to the control that when I no longer had it, I kind of didn't know what to do with myself, because I forgot how to give myself my own permission. I forgot how to trust myself. And trusting your own intuition and your own basic knowledge is something that definitely gets taken away temporarily when you are a part of a cult. So that was something that I had to learn. I had to learn how to do that. I had to learn how to trust that I knew what I was doing. And that all came with my alone time, getting to know me, getting to know what I like and what I don't like. To be quite honest with you guys, my alone time is what brought me to where I am now. Some people might not like to hear this, but it's the truth. My alone time brought me to the realization that Christianity is something I was brought up in. It's something that I did believe in, but it's also something that I was fed. It's not something I was given a choice to have. It was something that I was fed. The belief and the practices of Christianity itself. It wasn't something that I had a choice, and this is why I felt so many years like I battled with myself, because I mean, I didn't really know who Tina was. Like, I knew, but I fought the real Tina constantly, thinking, no, I can't be this Tina. I gotta be the holy Tina. I gotta be the Christ-like Tina. I can't be this Tina. So I was constantly battling and fighting. I didn't know or realize who I really was, or even realize my potentials, until I finally just took that time alone and took that time to really get to know who I am and to love who I am and to embrace and accept who I am. So when you use that alone time, don't use it to cry or to be depressed. Yes, get that out of the way. If you have emotions, you do not want to bottle it up neither. You do want that out of the way. But use that time more so to just get to know you. Get back into the things you once liked to do. I had this one woman that I spoke to, that I coached, and she loved to dance, and she realized that she let dancing go because she was discouraged from it, because it was considered worldly. It had nothing to do with God. It had nothing to do with the Bible. And there were times she wanted to dance and she couldn't because she had to go to midweek service or the Sunday service or the Bible talk or to some other outing that the ICOC loves to have to keep you busy. So she got back into it. And things like that, those are the treasures. Those are the things that you end up finding. Those are the treasures of your own self that you find. You find these beautiful, beautiful things. It's like opening up a chest, and inside is everything that makes up who you are, plus more. It has your goals. It has the things you're passionate about. It has your talents. It has your beauty in it. And I'm not talking about outer beauty. I'm talking about the beautiful person that you are, your individuality, everything that makes you who you are as an individual. You'll find in that chest. But you're not going to be able to get any access to that treasure chest to see who you are when you open it up and to play with it. Play with what you find in there. Oh, I really did not realize how much I miss writing, or how much I miss dancing. Oh, I didn't realize how honest and transparent of a person I could be. I thought it was a bad thing. I didn't realize how honest I am, how real I am. Oh, wow, this is so exciting. I'm so excited to get back into doing the things that really make me happy. Hanging out with the people, having the good vibrations around me that lift me up every day. These are the things that you find in that treasure chest, and you're not going to find it. You're not going to have access to that if you're so wrapped up in being the person that you were told to be. When you're alone, you're away from other people's noise. You're in your own thoughts. It can be a good thing or a bad thing. It depends on how you use it. So most likely, if you're a part of a cult, you may use it in both ways. You may use it in a negative way, where you'll just be sad and depressed and feel like, oh, I'm so lonely, I have no friends, I suck, I'm not enough, blah, blah, blah. This is terrible. That was me. Or you can use it in a positive way and use your loneliness as a way to just love yourself and to get to know yourself. And before you know it, you're going to enjoy being by yourself because you don't have that outside noise. You don't have people hanging over your shoulder or breathing all up in your face like, hey, this is what you need to read, this is what you need to do, this is where you need to go, this is what you need to believe. You need your time by yourself to figure these things out for yourself. So when you think of loneliness, think about quality time, getting to know yourself and loving yourself and accepting yourself and just playing with anything you find in that treasure chest, that beautiful treasure chest of yours. Pull out everything that you find and play with it. Oh, I've always been kind of curious about this. Let me play with that and read a couple of books and learn about this new thing, this thing that I always thought I shouldn't learn about. I'm not saying deep dive into a crap load of sin. I'm just saying that loneliness can help us to become closer to ourselves. It can help us to realize and to see who we really are authentically. You want to become your truest, most authentic self, because that is going to lead you to a life of happiness. I think that majority of the time we want to be around other people because we don't want to be left alone in our thoughts, and that was definitely me. I always needed company, so I wasn't alone in my own thoughts. My thoughts could get pretty out there, which is why I write so much too. But that's not a bad thing. That allowed me to get to know who I am and allowed me to see who I am and what I'm really about and what I'm not really about and who I'm not. So I hope that this has brought any sort of clarity to anyone listening, has helped anybody who's listening. And if you have any questions on this, just let me know. Like I said, this goes for anybody. It doesn't matter what cult you were a part of. Learn how to use loneliness to your advantage. Allow yourself to have that time to grieve, but also allow yourself to have that quiet time away from all the excess noise and the outside noises that will just redirect you. The noise that will try to tell you what you should do, where you should go. You want to learn to follow your own intuition and to trust yourself and to trust God that's speaking to you, not speaking through other people. So that's the best advice I can give. This advice may or may not be for you. You may or may not be a Christian. This advice can go to anyone. And I really appreciate all of you who reach out through email and DM on social media. I really appreciate those of you who have donated, those of you who have taken part in some of my services that I have, where I do help people who need one-on-one help with getting through this life, this journey, after leaving a cult or even after leaving religion. I love you guys all so much. If you enjoyed this video, do give me a thumbs up. Also, make sure that you check the description box below. I have links to get in touch with me, as well as a link to my Teespring. And if you do want to support my channel in other ways, I have my PayPal and Cash App down below as well. Or you guys can just like, subscribe, leave a comment, show some love. I take it all. I takes it all. I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you next video.